Hey everybody! I will spare you the actual live video, but I just got COVID tested for the 80th time. Okay, not really, but it feels like it. Hey everybody! I just wanted to jump on and see if we could do like a little quick live before, while I'm getting waiting on my COVID test results. No symptoms, just because I have to do it for work. So, hey everybody. Has anybody else had to get COVID tested for work? Oh. Figured y'all could help me pass the time, and if y'all have any questions that I can answer. Don't be weird, Mr. Black. I don't know you. Let's not be weird. Oh, these people waving. Thank you. Y'all are sweet. Alright, so has anybody else had to get COVID tested? It's so weird because sometimes this is what I don't like about it. I mean, obviously getting something jammed up your nose is never going to be fun, I don't think. But what stinks is that sometimes it's like nothing. Sometimes you have it done and you're like, okay, I can handle that. And then other times it's like this one that just happened, when it's like, oh my gosh, if I didn't have my eyes closed, I might knock you away from me. Because you're like, I really hate you. I don't know you, but I don't like you. So yeah. Interesting. I'm glad that y'all are getting negative back-to-back tests. It's very important. Negative is awesome. Moving up, so I don't know how long I can make this live. Do y'all have any questions for me? Relationships, love, sex, intimacy, any of that? I don't see any questions. DJ Heavy! I feel so honored that I'm seeing you. Y'all, you have to go follow Caution It's Heavy. I had the most magical night in Chicago with my friends Lauren, Tiffany, and Vanessa because of Caution It's Heavy, who's such an amazing DJ. And he does some live streams to just get you hyped up throughout the week. He was doing some every week, actually almost every night at the beginning of the pandemic and of quarantine, and he totally helped us get through. But he's awesome, and the music he plays is so good. It takes you back. It's awesome. So yeah, you gotta follow Caution It's Heavy. He's amazing. And he has two twin girls. Twins, it's redundant. He has two amazing, beautiful twin girls, and I'm sure he's teaching them to be amazing as well. I don't see any questions from anyone. Y'all are quiet today. Okay, how early on should you talk with a new boyfriend about non-negotiables? There is such a thing as too early. I know some people want to get straight to the point and be direct because you don't want to waste your time. But I think that you'll find that there are times where non-negotiables or deal breakers, those are things that can actually be somewhat negotiated based off of the feelings that you have for someone else. So you may say, I have to have 3 kids. And they're like, I always pictured myself with a family of 2 or a family of 6 or whatever. And you find that living life with them, you figure, okay, this is why I think it makes more sense to only have 1 or none at all. But some things you can negotiate, and you don't want to bombard somebody with this, running off this list of, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that, because ultimately, oh no, You couldn't hear the response to my question. I'm talking about the question of non-negotiables. So there's such a thing as too early. Don't list off a whole bunch of stuff that you think are non-negotiables for you just because you've never envisioned it another way. Sometimes through talking to someone else, especially if you find that, hopefully they add something to your life, that your non-negotiables might actually be a little bit workable. Even big ones. So I think it's important that you don't just knock somebody out just because they don't fit all of your non-negotiables or deal breakers right away. I know for a fact, even in my own marriage, that things have changed because of the people that we are and the relationship that we are together, right? So 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, 1 + 1 equals 3. There's you, there's your husband or your partner, and then there's the relationship and the marriage. So all of those things have a say in what's going on in your life. Hey everybody, thanks for waving, y'all are sweet. I see you. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I guess this is par for the course when you're at a medical center. I got my DMFT, which is a Doctor of Marriage and Family Therapy degree, from Nova Southeastern University in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It was amazing. And I got my license as a marriage and family therapist in Texas, and I'm also licensed as a marriage and family therapist in California. I'm working, actually I need to check in. I'm working with the state of New York to get licensed there as well as a marriage and family therapist, and y'all just reminded me that I need to check in because it's been a while since I turned in my stuff. Hey Philly! Oh, I got my certification as a sex therapist from a program that no longer exists, but it was in Florida. Florida is a state that requires that anybody that says that they are a sex therapist actually go through a certification to become a sex therapist. Otherwise, anyone with a mental health license can say that they do sex therapy even if they've never taken a course in it. It's a little bit weird. So if you're really looking for somebody to help you with sex therapy, then go to somebody who says that they are a certified sex therapist because it shows that they did the training and education. Absolutely. You're welcome to reach out if you want to have a consultation with me to our front desk at Houston Relationship Therapy. If you want to send an email, you can go to front. I'm going to post this right here and I will pin it. Let's see. If it's a serious question, then don't do it on Instagram Live. That wouldn't be the way to do it, nor would you do it through DM. You need to go through the proper channels in order to get help. So email frontdesk at houstonrelationshiptherapy.com, and then we can enter into a client-therapist relationship where I can actually help you. There's a great sex therapy school. It's the one that I have. It's called Texas Sex Therapy Institute. The website for it, I will put it right here right now, is very simple. It is www.becomeasextherapist.com. Easy to remember, becomeasextherapist.com. Done. Posted. If you're wanting to help couples, if you're wanting to help relationships, if you're wanting to help people with their love lives, then getting an LMFT, which is a license in marriage and family therapy, is your best bet because you will do all sorts of extensive training for working with relationships. It's not just marriages, it's not just family therapy. We've actually, even when I was going through this years ago, we were trying to get the license changed to a licensed relationship therapist, but it's really hard to get old school stuff to change. So we just stuck with LMFTs, even though we don't only work with marriages and we don't only work with families. Yeah, I love being an LMFT. It's been super, super helpful. I find that I was able to just dive right into working with relationships and couples and families of all sorts because I was trained to do that. There is such a thing as being a life coach. So a life coach is very, very different than a therapist. Coaches tend to stay on the surface. It's kind of like what you would notice if, like, here, somebody says, hey, Dr. Viviana, how do I talk to my husband about wanting to have more kids, then I would respond with something that's very general, very generic, and does not dive deep and doesn't go into your particular situation. That's coaching. Coaching is more about trying to get you to find answers for yourself based off of the resources that you have. And it's very light. It's light. Therapy is going to dive right into the deep stuff. We, of course, help you find solutions, but we want to really help you to focus on what patterns you've had in the past that allow you to get the things that you need, what's standing in your way. We can work with relationships, whereas coaches don't tend to do all that because it goes beyond their scope of practice and beyond what they're allowed to do. Let's see. How do you decide which evidence-based practices to get certified in? I'm an MSW and will have my CSW by December. I feel like everything is so pricey and it's hard to decide what I actually need. So you don't actually need to decide what you want to practice until you've started. Like, you will be allowed to see all sorts of issues as an LCSW. The lens with which you see those issues is going to be different because you're an LCSW versus an LPC versus an MFT. There's so many different ways of seeing problems. So I would say don't rush out and get any sort of credentialing or certification in something else before you've really started to dig into what therapy and what counseling and what social work is actually all about, because you could be chasing different certifications and it is very costly, very costly. It's very expensive to do what we do. Sure. You're welcome, Jasmine Davis. Thanks for joining me on my live. Let's see. I can teach DBT skills without being certified in it, but is it worth it to get DBT certified or some? Only if I think that it's only important to get further certification if you feel like your clients need it. Or if you feel like you're not confident enough with the skills that you've gotten from your master's or from your licensure internship, if you feel like you need more, then get further training. And if you're going to get further training, you might as well get certified so that you can add the credential at the end of your name. That said, there is such a thing as being overly qualified, and people will start to think, well, this person is a certified in play therapy, the certification in substance abuse, certification in drama. They're going to be like, this person's lost. How odd. They're a little bit of everything. And I think from my experience, and I'm going to be starting a course for people who want to get mentorship from me as a mental health professional, especially those who want to do stuff in the media. And one of the things is really trying to figure out what you're into and what your niche is, because you cannot be amazing at everything. It's just not possible. You can be good at a whole lot, and you can be very effective in a whole lot, but you cannot be great at everything. Even if you get 5 certifications, based off of the experiences you have with clients, you're not going to be amazing with all of those 5 certifications. So, yeah. What do I search for to find a therapist with your method in my city? I love how you deal with the issues at hand and don't delve into the past at length. So I am a solution-focused therapist. I'm a solution-focused brief therapist, or we call it a brief solution-focused therapist. I'm also a systemic therapist, and all of that is jargon for I like to get to the heart of the matter very quickly. I don't want to waste people's time. I don't want to waste people's money. I can dive deep when I need to, but only if I think it's relevant to my client's experience of therapy. And so if you're doing a search online, there's a wonderful directory called psychologytoday.com. And they have all sorts of filters that you can use to kind of narrow it down. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you're working with somebody that's in your area, because just like with anything else, if it's not convenient to get to it, you're probably not going to go as often as you really need to. So look for somebody who is close to you. The other thing is, if it's too expensive, then you also probably won't go as often as you need to, but you'll make the most out of the time that you do have. So that's kind of something you have to figure out for yourself. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad you like all those therapies. Somebody just asked what ethnicity I am. Hi, Freckled Princess. It's been forever. Good to talk to you. Good to see you. I was born in Texas. I was born in Houston native, live there. That's where I am. But, sorry, I got distracted. I thought my results were coming, but that's not for me. My dad is from Colombia and my mom is from Mexico, but I'm first generation American. They call me a no, what is it? Americana. Something like that. Go Astros. Absolutely. I hope y'all are tuning in tonight. I'm definitely going to be watching. Yes, come on. Rough first 2 games, but we can do it. Yeah, so just go to my website. You can go to HoustonRelationshipTherapy.com or you can go to drviviana.com. Yay! I'm so glad you're getting your LMFT life in order. What do I think about a single person pursuing a degree in relationship therapy? Absolutely. Guys, you do not have to have gone through exactly, first of all, it won't happen, but you do not have to go through everything that your clients have gone through in order to be helpful and effective. I want you all to remember that. Just because you haven't been divorced doesn't mean you haven't been trained and have the education to help somebody going through a divorce. Just because you don't have kids of your own doesn't mean you can't help somebody who's a parent. That's not the way that life works. So especially when you've gone through so much training to be able to help people, and there's a lot of continuing education, and clients are the experts of their own lives. So if you feel like you're having to do all the work, you're working too hard. Your clients will tell you what's important to them. Your clients will tell you what's working. So yeah. Let's see. What happens if having a partner that is not organized becomes something that brings issues? Oh my gosh, that happens all the time. I think it's more important that you figure out why that issue is, how it's affecting you, because that's what's most important. You can't tell somebody else how to live their lives or be organized, but if it's affecting you, then you have absolutely every right to share with them why that's the case. Okay, wait, I gotta go. I'm getting my results. Wish me luck. Bye.